Welcome back to the Rose Show. This morning in The Buzz, Michelle has joined us. It's back to school time, but what's the biggest trend this year in back to school shopping? How about higher prices? Stores are trying everything they can to think of to disguise the fact that you're going to pay more for clothes this fall. Some are using less fabric and calling it the new look. Others are adding cheap stitching and trumpeting it as a redesign, while others are adding excessive details to help you justify the price hike. On average, retailers are raising prices on merchandise 10% across the board this fall in an effort to offset their rising costs for materials and labor. But merchants are worried that cash-strapped customers who are weighed down by economic woes will balk at price hikes, so retailers are trying to raise prices without tipping off customers until now. And we have just tipped you off, so beware, buyers, that don't get scammed as you go back to school shopping. You're out of school, so you don't have to go back to school shopping. Your kids aren't old enough to go to school yet, but they have like fun. But your older one
I have to tell you, I think about you with your kids, and I'm terrified of the day that my boys are going to come to me and be like, I want this pair of $150 sneakers.
Interesting
that you know they're going to be in for like 3 months because their feet are growing. So, I mean, what do you do, Pat?
Well, it's interesting you say sneakers because my son had to have those, and I'll say the brand because it's so popular, those Reebok ZigTechs. You know, the ones with the
zigs, the thing on the
sole.
bottom.
Oh, yes. I think my husband's also asking for those.
Tell him no. But the reason why he had to have them because all the cool kids had it, all that, blah, blah, blah. But he also plays a lot of street hockey.
Okay.
And literally, I would go bananas because they weren't cheap, and he'd be out there playing street hockey goalie and flipping around and tearing the soles apart. And so, to your point, not only do they grow out them quickly, but they destroy them quickly. So it is with any kind of clothes. But have I noticed any higher prices? I don't do the back to school shopping, so I haven't noticed any except when the credit card bill comes and I say, why is this so expensive?
But are you ones to get a new wardrobe or get new things for back to school? I know I think I went through that stage for a while when I was younger, and then I totally grew out of it. You know, it wasn't that I need something for back to school. It was kind of, you know, what can I afford now?
No, I think you're in the minority. I do. I think
fashionista.
I mean, sure, no, but I'm just saying, like, I feel like every kid I know, and like, you'd want to wear your sweater back to school, even if it was 90 degrees, because it was the new fall wardrobe that you could just buy.
The first day was the most important for me. You had to come out, you know, and set the tone.
Oh yeah, you had to look good the first day. That was
and then it was t-shirts and jeans for the rest
of
the
day. So I remember my mom, she'd be like, just leave the bags in the car, go in with one bag, show your dad your one bag of things, leave the rest in the car, wait till he goes off to his meeting,
Smart lady.
And then bring the rest of the stuff in. Sneak it in, put it away, don't ever mention it.
I've noticed the fact that we don't get as much as we usually did with what we paid for. I mean, but the other thing,
less bang for your buck.
Right, exactly. As far as fabrics go, I haven't really noticed anything that's like sneaky as far as, you know, it's cheaper quality.
Oh, I have.
Oh, you have?
Yes, and I think they're playing it off as, oh, this shirt is so soft and so sheer and thin,
you
and
washed
it's
it
so
twice.
comfortable, you know, and it is. Don't get me wrong, because I will, you know, oh, that fabric does feel nice and soft. Probably because they're using half the fabric than they should.
Right.
Or there's a new, you know, trend of things where the half shirts.
Half the material.
That are cropped. And they're cute. They can be stylish, given that, but when they're the same price as, you know, a sweater or a full-length shirt, because with those, then you have to wear, you know, the tank underneath and then the half shirt.
Are they for guys or just girls, the half shirt?
They're for girls, but they remind me of the football pennies, the short. That's how they're cropped. You know, they stop right at the midriff
So
line.
what's worse, the boys' tennis shoes or all the girls' outfits?
Well, the girls is my daughter's project today. She had to go back to school shopping. I said to my wife, "Have you seen your daughter's closet? She has it looks like a store. I mean, there's the bar in the closet that it's where that's hanging. It's got a bend in it, and at one time it fell right off the wall because there's so many clothes on it. I said, can we recycle some of these? Well, how much has she grown from year to year?
I may have bought, you know, a new top or something, but I was never one to just go and buy a whole wardrobe. I feel like sporadically I would pick up different things, but I was not one to get that one big...
I will say this, ladies, this is the first year my son, who's going into 4th grade, Courtney, has really focused on the back-to-school thing. And I don't know what this means, but it could be a sign of things to come because he's worried about his hair and his clothes, two things he was never worried about in 3rd grade.
He's turned that corner, huh?
Yeah.
All the things that are important. Now, we're hearing some cool stories from our viewers about, what happened when they were going back to school or maybe what they're doing now. So let's start on the Life blog on foxprovidence.com. This one's from Dougie Daycare. And they said, never been a big fan of back-to-school clothes shopping. The weather is still summery, and seeing kids all decked out in their new fall sweaters at the bus stop in 90-degree weather is ridiculous. I can wait for the sales weeks later. And then we also heard from Jean, who said, my mom used to sew most of my clothes, but I guess moms nowadays don't have the time for that. So here's the poll we're asking everybody today. Have you noticed a difference in back-to-school shopping? A, yes, I've seen some consumer trickery. B, no, I haven't encountered this yet. Or C, no, but now I'll be spending less. I've also posted a story about this back-to-school price hike if you guys want to take a read at that this morning. Here's what our Facebook page looks like right now. And Donna Stanley said, just shopping in general, the quality is so poor. Fabric is thin, forcing consumers to layer clothing. Instead of one shirt, you have to buy 2 or 3. She says, still can't believe that they're able to sell jeans with holes in them. She said her mom used their torn jeans for rags. Sean Furlong says everything nowadays is cheaply and poorly made and overpriced. So if we have some more tips from maybe parents out there who are dodging this scene while shopping, share them with us. We'll be on the Live blog till about 9 o'clock.